Hi, I'm Jamie from Season 2 of Making It, and to celebrate Pi Day, I'm going to show you how to make approximately pi, or 3, little tiny pie pins that you can wear around in celebration. We're going to make pies using bottle caps for pie tins, ceramic magnets, this glue gun, these polymer clays, and then whatever you want for filling. Let's get started. This is actually really fun because all you need to do is make something that looks roughly like a pie, and mostly this little bottle cap should do most of the work. Just take some of our pie crust, which I've decided is tan. But for this, we're just going to roll it out like a pie crust. So if you've never made a pie, I'd recommend looking up how to make a pie before you look at this video maybe. But I think for the most part, we're just going to take a tiny little bit of pie crust here and mash it into a pie tin and see what that looks like. Let me just go ahead and make a third pie crust. All right, so there's a third pie crust. Just gonna go ahead and make that guy into a pie as well. Same thing, just gonna push that down in there just like you do with a real pie for the record. All right, so I've got 3 tiny little pie crusts. I think for the first one, we'll make a cherry pie because that sounds like a good place to start. So we'll use some red Sculpey for cherries and roll that guy out. And I'm just gonna cheat here and just make lots of little tiny cherries. I'll just drop them in as I go. So I'm gonna go ahead and just try and do little tiny slices of crust here. So I'm gonna go ahead and just make a little tiny scraps for my pie there. And I'm going to cheat and use the leftovers as filling for my pie. All right, I'm going to call that a successful tiny little pie. Let me get back into my pie theme pie here. So I'm just going to do a top crust. This is actually a pretty simple pie to make. So I'm going to make a little top crust for the pie. Fill them in. So same idea, just use the use the little teeny pie tin in the form of your bottle cap just to cut off the crust itself. Push around the edges there and kind of give some of that characteristic of a little pie crust kind of going around the edges there. I'll just put something, a little homage to the number pi on top of it. So I'll just take a little bit of dark brown maybe here and make a little pie. So maybe we'll pretend this is a chocolate or something on top of the pie. Because that sounds delicious. So that is, well, the first order, that's a tiny little pie. Now we've got those 2 pies out of the way, let's make a really quick chocolate pie here. Okay, so there you go. That's got a tiny little chocolate pie, tiny little cherry pie, and a funny looking little pie to celebrate Pi Day itself. So we'll put these in a toaster oven to bake them. So what I'll do is load this into the oven, put my temperature at 275 or whatever it says on the package, and then start a timer. So normally you would think probably like 10 or 15 minutes on these. All right, let's see if our pies are ready. It's been about 10 or 15 minutes, so they should be good. And if they aren't, we can always put them in for more time. Even after we attach things to the back, we should be able to add. So grab our tiny little pies out. And okay, we'll let those guys cool down for just a second. And then what we're gonna do is use these little magnets. Again, like you can find in any craft store. These are kind of a ceramic magnet. They're a soft kind of plastic that works really well. Again, you could also use just a little tie tack or something, also available at just about any craft store. But I like magnets because then if nothing else, I can also put that on the refrigerator and hold up some photos of my favorite Pi Day memories, of which I have a couple. I'm just gonna use this glue gun. These are still a little warm, but I think we can do this. Just apply a little bit of glue to the back, and then I'm gonna glue a magnet into that guy. Just that easy. So now that we have the magnets on the back, if we get a magnet that's pretty strong, it'll just stick to the back, and so if it's strong enough magnets, they'll stick right through your apron or your shirt. There you go, 3 pies for Pi Day. You got a cherry pie, a chocolate pie, and of course, a pie. So you're ready to go celebrate Pi Day.